I know tons of people have covered this topic, but I'm still going to talk about it. Influencer boxing is cringe. And just so you guys are aware, this is going to be a very heated video. Like this topic makes me a little angry. Gets me like a little heated. So, yeah. Anyway, so first and foremost, boxing is a sport I kind of actually hold near and dear to me because it's because of my family's connection to it. My dad was an amateur fighter back in the day, and he still practices boxing drills and helps other fighters train at the boxing gym. And my brother years back trained and did some fights, and years later he's getting back into it, which is really cool. But influencer boxing, we've all at least seen or heard of it at least, and because it's blown up within the past few years. And when it was a new concept, I thought it was actually a really interesting idea, taking two entertainers, training them to fight, and seeing who would win. It's a cool idea, I think. And it all started, I think, with KSI and Joe Weller, I think, like the first big official one, which was the catalyst for all the terrible fights to come. There is a ton of terrible influencer boxing events, and I'm only going to highlight a few of them. The first one wasn't even a bad fight, which was the Logan Paul and KSI match. It ended in a draw, which I still think was rigged to drum up hype for the next fight and milk more money out of it. I have no proof, but that's just what I think. And next is a string of terrible Jake Paul fights. And keep in mind, during this time, Drake was training a lot and emphasizing how he's going to go all in on boxing, taking it super seriously. So you'd think he'd fight some people on his caliber and that were equaled on his level in the pro boxing scene. Well, first he fights a former pro basketball player, then a former MMA fighter who's had major surgery, and the entire fight lasted like 40 seconds when he knocked him out. And you could literally fit the entire fight in a Twitter video. Not to mention, there was like a 4-hour lead up to this terrible fight, like with just filler garbage until the actual fight started. And then finally he fights a boxer, and the same boxer twice, because I think a different opponent was just backed out. But then after this he fights Anderson Silva, another opponent who doesn't specialize in boxing, instead MMA. And there's actually a few more, but I'm going to stop there because you get the point already. Jake Paul's opponents don't match his caliber. It's insane. That's not even where it gets crazy. Well, first of all, I want to talk about an event. Next up was Creator Clash, an influencer charity boxing event, which brought a bunch of like influencers to box each other. And the first one was actually really good. I actually enjoyed it. But then the second one, Creator Clash 2, had it rough. The event made some poor decisions, and I think they overspent, and as a result, it lost $200,000 that was meant to go to charity, which was a bit of a yikes, honestly. But then, that brings us to the most recent dogshit fight. Logan Paul versus Dylan Danis. Two people who have scammed their communities many times. Dylan Danis, first up, will actually promote anything, literally anything. The internet detective CoffeeZilla and popular YouTuber Oompaville actually tricked Dylan Danis into promoting a fake crypto NFT project, which he said yes to, thus proving he only gives a fuck about the money and doesn't mind scamming his audience. And that video was hilarious. I highly recommend you check it out.
What can I say? He promoted a tweet which literally spells out in first letters the word scam.
What was it? CoffeeZilla just like is a guy who does a lot of research on scams and all that, and it was really funny having him and Oompaville set up this kind of sting operation. But then next up, Logan Paul, who has promoted the crypto scam called Dink Doink and more recently CryptoZoo. And this project, CryptoZoo, oh boy, he hired a team of criminals to run it, which resulted in buyers losing, I think, $1.8 million because, like, the criminals, like, a bunch of them would just steal the money. And Logan Paul still hasn't paid back, by the way, and he said he would because he made that terrible, like, he threatened to sue CoffeeZilla, the guy who exposed him, but then he retracted that, made an apology, said he'd pay the victims back. He still hasn't, which is insane, by the way, because dude can wipe his ass with 1.8 million, but still hasn't given it back to the people who lost money from this project. It's insane, crazy, because he could easily pay them back. He has the money, but I don't know why. Anyway, back to the fight. The entire thing was a joke. The whole fight. Dylan only landed like 16 punches the whole fight, and he had his face in Logan Paul's sack for a lot of it. He tries to put him in a chokehold and lays on the floor with his legs spread out. Like, come on, dude. Like, I'm really willing to bet that like Dylan was like paid off to like act like a fool pretty much, and like this was entirely pre-planned to make like Logan Paul look good in this fight. And honestly, it would make total sense because he was willing to promote a random crypto NFT for $1,000. So I really can believe that some more money would like, you know, make him act like a complete like fool in the fight. And also during the part of the fight where all the security floods on stage, I think that was pre-planned too, just like to add a little something crazy to this joke of a fight. And I don't have any proof. That's just a game theory. But yeah, but overall, it's sad to see the depth of like of a potentially great idea like influencer boxing to be just infested with stuff like fake beef just to drum up like just hype out of nothing, and terrible fights in general. Just like it's not cool. It's not good. But anyway, that was the video. Thank you guys for watching. I just really wanted to say my 2 cents on influencer boxing, just how bad it's gone. And I saw recently kind of funny, like Jake Paul, like in terms of views, like money wise, he's good. He's like all set for life and all that. But like view wise, he is doing not great. I will say that, which is interesting to see. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next video.